Hi, talking about subliminals here. Now, back in the 1960s, I bought a Phantom comic, and I was walking home from the cinema. I used to buy a comic afterwards. And I had a Phantom comic, and I noticed on the cover there were all these tiny little letters, and I thought, what are they about? I just happened to notice them on the cover. And when I got home, I asked my mother, and she said she couldn't see them. So I kept insisting there were these tiny letters there. And finally, after she kept looking for a while and straining her eyes, she could see them, the little letters. Of course, it was subliminal not subliminal advertising. Well, I suppose you could call it advertising. What, in fact, it was a mosaic, a sex mosaic of sex written over and over again in tiny little letters. And of course, my mother didn't know about it because most people don't know about subliminals, and if they're told about them, they forget about them. We tend to forget about them, don't we? So if you relax your eyes when you're looking at this screen, you're looking at it. Doesn't matter if look at a blank computer screen or a blank television screen, you'll see sex, mosaic over everything. Yes, just relax your eyes and look at that sex mosaic. Look at a product that you buy, anything, a can of beans. Look at the print, look at the packaging. Just relax your eyes and you'll see sex written over everything. They're called sex embeds too. Of course, if you buy a glossy any magazine, it doesn't have to be a glossy, a newspaper, the pictures are all embedded, not just with sex, but people write swear words just in whatever they write, whatever. And you name it, they will write it. And with exhortations to buy or whatever. Of course, they embed audios and videos with auditory subliminal messages. Pop records, classical any records, music, TV shows, everything is embedded with below the level of conscious perception, little messages to buy or sex or whatever. It's just a fact. If you get a pamphlet written from the Vatican's own doesn't matter if it's the Vatican, any religion, go to the, people that you think are holy and get some publications from them. Relax your eyes and look at their printing and you'll see sex written over everything. It is. It's embedded in everything. It's just a fact. It's just subliminal advertising. It's used by everybody. Now, it does go back along. You can ask, do they work? Do subliminals work? Well, I don't know if they work, but well, just about it. Well, I won't say everybody. Maybe there's somebody out there who isn't using them, but everyone's generally speaking, most people are using them. Most people using subliminals. They do go back a long way. I've seen old books written in the 1920s, and to my surprise, they had sex on all things. Writing written all over them, just faintly, just so you can almost not really, consciously perceive. They go back a very, very long way. I don't know how far. I've seen books written in the 20s that had them. I don't know if it was modern psychology invented them. Religions aren't known for using secret texts and subliminals and things, in their old imagery. So I wouldn't know for sure. But yes, they go back a long way. And you can read about subliminal messaging in Brian Wilson Key's book called Subliminal Seduction. I don't know what his agenda is. Some people who criticize subliminals are definitely anti-sex. I'm not anti-sex, Some people who criticize sex in advertising are anti-sex. I'm not specifically anti-sex. I'm not for or against sex. Sex can be good or bad, but I just think we should be conscious of how sex is used to manipulate us all the time, everywhere. English stage hypnotist Darren Brown is very good at using subliminals to, he exposes subliminal and paraconscious manipulation of our perceptions. He's very good at it. There are videos on YouTube where you can see Darren Brown convincing people to do things, and he convinces via the second plane. That is what Georgi Lazarov would call the paraconscious, and Darren Brown is quite an expert at using paraconscious and subliminal perceptions. He's marvelous, actually, and yes, he's marvelous. Yeah, so next time you're in the supermarket, just look at all the products, relax your eyes, look at the tin cans, look at the magazines you buy, anything. Here's a box. There's a box of sheet protectors. I'll just relax my eyes for a minute until you've got to relax your eyes a bit and just relax your conscious mind and just look. And then you'll start to see sex written over everything. That's interesting, that. I know a photographer in Britain who told me he didn't know anything about sex subliminals, which was a surprise. So it's obviously done in the editor's office at magazines and businesses and so on. That was very interesting. The photographer didn't know, but the people who treated all the photographs obviously did. The editorial staff at newspapers and magazines and things. So yeah, let's keep your mind open to subliminal perceptions and how we're manipulated every day. I could be manipulating you too, couldn't I? I could be. See ya.